Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today I'm breaking my Anita cherry.
Ha ha ha! So are we, darling! Oh, for fuck's sake, you senile old bastard, piss off. You're not invited to this collab. Irate Bear, you are a very rude bear. Pfft, whatever. When that filthy monkey throws his scat at you, don't blame me. Monkey mate, as much as I love the homely feel your intro has, I've got to tell you that mine is far superior. Like this, my dude.
Is the crowd dispersed now?
No, they're still out there, but unarmed. They're just chanting, you know, standard death to America stuff.
From True Lies to American Sniper, from 24 to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Western media is full of images of evil brown people who need to be wiped from the earth by noble, righteous white men heroically fighting for freedom and justice.
Yup, that Anita. And let's hope me losing my cherry here isn't as boring as when I lost my actual virginity. Dear God, that was horrible. On a positive note, a rare set of circumstances has made it possible for me to work with an old friend.
I'll be honest, mate, I never thought I'd lose my Anita virginity whilst high-fiving a monkey. Sometimes real life is stranger than fiction, I guess.
Okay, let's do this.
And sure, it's so commonplace by this point that maybe you don't even bat an eye at old-fashioned American Islamophobia in our media.
Stop, wait. Your first example is Raiders of the Lost Ark? Really? You do know that the bad guys in that movie were German and French, right? I mean, most of them were actual fucking Nazis. The only way they could be whiter is if they were Canadian Nazis. While this is my first time responding to you, it's not my first introduction to you, so I guess I should have expected this. But this is a really shit example.
Here, my desert blossom. Give the change. Have you ever considered joining a harem?
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me.
I guess if you're going to start with Raiders of the Lost Ark, it only makes sense to finish with Back to the Future, another movie whose main villain was a fucking white guy. Bear, would you like to explain to her why Muslims make good villains in movies?
Not a problem, monkey. Okay, Fraulein Giggletits Fake Gamer Buzz Killington, please allow me to show you why many modern games and movies often show the Middle East and people from the Islamic faith as terrorists and general bad guys.
التي تتبعونها لتنبيه المواطنين على الخطر من خطر. الله أكبر.
What? Back to the Future? Even that beloved comedy classic takes a moment to toss in a few scary brown men to menace and terrorize our white heroes. Unfortunately, we can't hop in Doc Brown's DeLorean and undo all the harmful representations of Muslims, Arabs, and Middle Easterners that have haunted our stories since, well, basically since the Crusades.
Don't want to talk about their depiction on the news, huh? I don't blame you. I mean, it's dishonest, but if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't want to highlight that either.
But we can try to make sure history doesn't keep repeating itself. Okay, maybe that's not entirely fair. In some ways, things have changed. Once upon a time, non-white actors could hardly get any work in Hollywood at all. These days, shows like Homeland and movies like Executive Decision are providing some brown actors with ample opportunity to portray scary terrorists who get gunned down while screaming something absurd like "Death to America."
How the fuck is that absurd, Anita? How many clips of terrorists and even everyday citizens from this part of the world burning flags do I have to show you? Woman, do you even watch the fucking news? Here's some more clips for proof.
It doesn't even matter if you're not actually of Middle Eastern descent. If you're vaguely brown, you can stick around to play bad guys.
You know that happens to white actors too, right? You know that Hans Gruber, arguably one of the most well-known German villains, was played by a fucking British actor? Or is that okay because all white people look the same?
Have you ever noticed how in Disney's Aladdin, the good guy might as well be a tanned American surfer dude, but the bad guys look and sound a little more, Arab?
Right, first of all, that was a bit racist, Anita. Second, most Disney villains or even cartoon villains have something specific and ominous about their appearance to distinguish between good and evil characters. Scar from The Lion King, Captain Hook, that fat bitch from The Little Mermaid. They all have features such as being under or overweight, mangy and misshapen bodies with evil smiles. You can't just put down the appearance of Jafar on racism. Go look at the villains from any kids movie and you'll notice a pattern amongst them all.
While Hollywood historically has sometimes given good Arab roles to non-Arab actors, it has also sometimes given not-so-good Arab and South Asian roles to white actors too, denying brown people work and decent on-screen representations in one fell swoop.
Question. America is a white majority country. What if there weren't any available brown actors or actresses around at the time to fulfill these roles? Are we talking post-civil rights movement? What if you did have a candidate but they couldn't speak English? Just some thoughts there, Anita, for you.
It's basically the world's worst catch-22. For example, take Mr. Habib, the scheming Middle Eastern villain in Father of the Bride Part 2, who's played by Eugene Levy.
The Habibs would like to buy the house, George. It's exactly what they've been looking for.
We've lived here 18 years. I don't know if we can get every...
Those aren't even real words he's saying to his wife. It's just vaguely Middle Eastern sounding gibberish.
It's also a fucking comedy, Anita. Jesus fucking...
And the written equivalent of this is very common as well. Video games and TV shows constantly just toss up some squiggly text and try to pass it off as actual Arabic.
What the fuck are you talking about? Let's rewind that just a little bit to see what point you were trying to make.
While Hollywood historically has sometimes given good Arab roles to non-Arab actors, it has also sometimes given not-so-good Arab and South Asian roles to white actors too, denying brown people work and decent on-screen representations in one fell swoop. It's basically the world's worst catch-22. For example, take Mr. Habib, the scheming Middle Eastern villain in Father of the Bride Part 2, who's played by Eugene Levy.
You were going to show us how Eugene Levy's character was a catch-22 for dark people. And then you start talking about how he's not really speaking Arabic and how video games use words that aren't really Arabic. Whoever scripted this for you should be fired. That is not an example of a catch-22.
As insidious as it is to flatten entire cultures and populations into the land of squiggly writing, there's nothing so pervasive and damaging as Hollywood's tendency to constantly portray vaguely Middle Eastern people as generic terrorists. It's so common that on screen, brown skin has practically become synonymous with bad guys who have little or no character development beyond hating America and freedom fries.
Anita, would you please, for the love of the imaginary guy in the sky, please stop fucking lying? You know this is bullshit. Once again, here's some examples of brown folk filling positions of goodies in TV, movie, and gaming.
Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, fellow members of the motion picture industry, and honored guests. This is one of the happiest moments of my life.
My son said he was going to make one of these out of clay for me. Now I got the model for him.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
I have packaged them. Wow.
I think I got her a shot. If she dies today, you know what her last thought would be? I think I did all right.
I want to thank everybody and anybody who ever had anything at all to do with the making of this picture.
Got it? You can be white, black, brown, and still be Arab. But not all people from the Middle East are Arab and vice versa, like, say, ethnic Persians in Iran.
I don't think I've ever seen a white Arab before. That's not to say they don't exist, of course. After all, we have black British people and black Americans and so on. Anyway, now that Anita is done explaining how ethnicity works, she's now going to tell us why it's racist to be Islamophobic.
But despite the fact that Islam is a religion, not a race, it's vital for us to understand that Islamophobia is racism.
No, it's not. Stop saying stupid shit.
If you've been paying attention this far, you might be asking yourself, if Islam isn't a race, then how can Islamophobia be racism? The answer lies in another ism, one many Westerners aren't particularly familiar with. That's Orientalism. In short, the term Orientalism refers to how, for hundreds of years, Western artistic and academic history has perpetuated an ignorant and prejudiced view of the East. A view rooted in the idea of Western culture as inherently more advanced and enlightened, and Eastern culture as inherently more ignorant, irrational, primitive, and often highly sexualized.
Well, sorry, Anita, but it's kinda true. I have to say this all the time, but the West is the best. We have the most civilized and advanced societies in the Western world, where secularism and freedom take precedence. The eastern part of the world is plagued by communism, terrorism, famine, and disease.
Again, Muslims come from many different races and span a myriad of cultural identities. In fact, the former president of the Islamic Society of North America is a white woman, Dr. Ingrid Mattson. But let's be real, nobody who spreads the hate of Islam is talking about white ladies.
Wait. So, your defense of the claim that Islamophobia is racism is that you read a book that said the West sees itself as good and sees the East as bad. The fuck does that have to do with racism? East and West are not races, you nitwit.
Western media has contributed to a level of ignorance so great that for many people it has resulted in equating Islam with scary brown people, particularly scary brown men from the Middle East. It's been so effective that most of you probably didn't even know that this man isn't Muslim, he's Sikh.
Whoa. People who confuse Sikhs with Muslims are fucking stupid, ignorant shitbags. And in my opinion, your statement just insulted the majority of your audience.
I'd really like to see if you can pick out different white people. Can you tell me who's French and British and German just by looking at them? Because if you can't, by your own standard here, you're kind of a racist.
Don't be silly, monkey. Feminists and SJWs aren't racist. I mean, yeah, they advocate for segregation and positive discrimination, which in no way is condescending to minorities at all. Anyway, there's a fuck ton of more talking points Anita makes in this video, and I may respond to the second part of her video at some point, but this video is already long enough. Big thank you to the Ranting Monkey. If you're watching this video on my channel and you aren't subbed to him, you should go check him out. He's hilarious and uploads on a regular basis and streams most evenings. If you're watching this on Ranting Monkey's channel, maybe you might want to come check me out. I try to upload as much as possible to both of my channels, and I try to live stream most evenings as well with guests. I've been the Irate Bear, he's been the Ranting Monkey, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
It's basically the world's worst catch-22.
Your life makes me sad.